What's going on, Veteran to Hire page? I'm going to broadcast off the page today so I can share into the groups also. So I won't have to do a bunch of different lives. It's easier just to do one. But I can't share out of the groups. So sitting here in my new hot desk right now. I got rented a hot desk spot so I could get some work done without the little kiddos running around. And here we go. Let me hit the share real quick. And get these into the two groups. I got the Veteran to Hire, the big Veteran to Hire group. Then I got the post 9/11 Veteran to Hire group. So hold on. Share into a group. Veteran to Hire. Okay, Veteran to Hire. There goes one. I'm gonna go to the post 9/11 group. Just easier so I don't have to shoot a bunch of lives. Sometimes I shoot a bunch of lives, I start rushing through it on the second of their live, and don't get out everything I need to say because by that third live, I'm kind of ready to take a break from being on camera. Let's see, share into a group. So I'm just gonna do one live, get it all into the groups. All right, and post. All right, we are across all the groups. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I know it's early Sunday morning, but this is kind of free time for me to do a broadcast real quick. I've been getting a lot of resumes in, a swath of resumes that are just coming in, which I don't mind at all. I've been doing reviews, and I've also been writing some from scratch, which is very time consuming. So I'm gonna go into detail about that here in a minute too. But as far as resumes go, when you're doing a resume, you gotta think like a civilian. And I think a lot of, especially those that just got out, don't know how to think like a civilian. But you gotta think, what would a civilian understand and what would a civilian consider important? For example, if you were emphasizing that you did well and made the commandant's list at Warrior Leadership Course, do you think a civilian employer is going to care about that? Most likely not, unless they have a lot of military experience. But even then, they're going to want to know how do those skills that you learned at Warrior Leadership Course going to transfer into my company. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to education on a resume, you need to make sure you're emphasizing civilian education, what you've done as far as civilian education goes. You can emphasize Warrior Leadership Course and Advanced Leadership Course and all those NCOES schools, but do that the second part of the education. The first part, you need to be emphasizing civilian education and what you learned while you were taking civilian education. No acronyms at all. Veterans are using all kinds of military acronyms, and civilians aren't going to understand those acronyms, most likely. So I would leave acronyms out, and if you got to put an acronym in there, you need to put in parentheses or something what that acronym means. But too many veterans are not putting themselves into a civilian's brain. And a civilian, especially a civilian, doesn't have military experience, which only 1% of the country has served in the military, only 1%. I know we're around veterans and we think everybody's a veteran. I know all I talk to a lot is veterans, but most people have never served. So you got to put yourself into their brain. If they haven't served, they're not going to care about Warrior Leadership Course, not going to care about Advanced Leadership Course, they're not going to care you made the commandant's list. They're going to want to know what you did that's going to help that company succeed and that company make a profit, which is what they're all about. And also, the writing of resumes is extremely time consuming. So I'm still going to do resume reviews for free, and then you can go ahead and just do it yourself. But I'm going to have to start charging if you want me to write your whole resume. I haven't come up with a price yet. It'll be under market value because I'm not going to overcharge, but I'm going to have to start charging to write a whole resume from scratch. I'll put that price out later when I do some research and make sure that it's a fair price. Because in no way do I want to overcharge veterans for a service, but I also want to make sure that I'm getting compensated for all the time that I'm taking to write these resumes. But I'll still do the resume review for you. If you just want to send your resume, I got my email attached. You can send it to me. I'll review it, give you feedback, and then you can go and tweak it however you want, and I'm not going to charge for that. But if you want me to write it from the beginning to the end, that's what I'm going to need to get charged. Also, I'm looking on trying to bring some hiring managers in from different parts of the country. Because I have veterans, for example, calling me from California, wanting me to help them get a job. And I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Georgia, and I've lived in Virginia and some other states in the Southeast. But I don't know anybody from California. So if you call me from California or email me from California, I am not going to be able to help you get a job. Now, Virginia, I will because I have a lot of contacts in the D.C. area, and I work in Virginia right now. And I'm from the state of Georgia. So I know a lot of people down in the South. And I can link you up with some of those folks down in Florida also. But if you're calling me from the West Coast, there's just no way I'm going to be able to help. So I'm hoping I can get some hiring managers to be willing to email me. I got my email attached here from different parts of the country. So if I do have a veteran contacting me, I can, call you up or email you and say, I got this veteran, I've reviewed this resume. Is there any chance that you may want to talk to him? That can help me because I get so many veterans from the West Coast. They're just calling, and then they get a little upset that I can't help them. But I'm honest, I can't help somebody from the West Coast. I don't know anybody out there. I don't travel out to the West Coast often enough. Those in the closed groups, we've been getting a lot of new members for the Big Veteran to Hire group. I appreciate it all you that have been joining. I'm getting, every couple of days now, I look down and I see like 15 to 20 new members that I've added. Because Facebook would tell me how many members I've added, and it was in like 48 hours I've gotten I get almost up to 20 now. So we're rocking and rolling on that. Those of you on the big page, feel free to join the groups. I put it out before. The groups are a great resource and a great way for you to communicate with other veterans and put out job notices and ask for jobs and all that kind of fun stuff. So continue on all. I appreciate all you're doing, and I thank you. And I'll be trying to do a little more of these lives on the Facebook page. Those of you on the big page that has over 10,000 likes on it. I've kind of focused on the groups, but I'm going to get back into the page also a little bit, and I'll put out some information. But look for the resume price here soon. Like I said, I got to do some research and make sure that it's a fair price. Okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.